Call this meeting to order. Let the minutes show that this is the regular fiscal court meeting, January 28, 2025. At this time, we stand and do the pledge of allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Our dear Heavenly Father, Lord, once again we come to you just so thankful for all the blessings that you have given us and bestowed upon us, both here in the community and across the nation, Lord. And just so pray that you would be here with us, Lord, over the course of the next hour or so as we talk about the county business, make decisions and whatnot, Lord, and just be with us and guide those conversations. Lord, just be with our law enforcement, EMS, and all those others locally, Lord, to take care of us every day and respond to us in our dark hours. Be with the men and women that are protecting our freedoms around the globe. Be with those that have lost loved ones and those that are ill and need to heal, Lord. Just guide and direct us, keep us safe throughout this day. Amen.
Amen. Need a motion to approve the minutes for January 14th, 2025. Motion by Busy, second by Clay. All in favor, say aye. Okay. Budget transfers. Motion.
Make a motion.
Motion by Scott, second by Clay. All in favor, say aye. Invoice approvals. Need a motion.
Make a motion.
Motion by Benji, second by Scott. All in favor, say aye. Okay. We have a resolution to be read today, comprehensive economic development strategy plan for the county. Nick?
Okay. I'll make the motion.
Quick, need a motion to this? Wait a minute.
Quick presentation first.
Okay. You got a presentation for it? Okay. Okay. All right.
Good morning, everybody. So we are working on a comprehensive economic development strategy for the county. So I'm going to walk through what this plan is, what that consists of, and some of the goals and objectives we're looking to do as a county. So first off, what is a comprehensive economic development strategy? Often we call this a SEDS. That's what we refer to. That's quite an easy nickname or abbreviation we use. What this is, it is a 5-year economic development plan for the county, and this plan is actually written for 25 to 2030, and this is designed to improve the county's economy and lay a foundation for future growth and opportunities within the county. This also follows the EDA's guidelines for a proper SEDS within a county as well. The question is, why did we do this? Why is it important that we made this plan for our county? First is to secure funding and also helps guide the county for future growth within our region and within the county. It also provides a framework to address local issues that are seen by the members of the county, industry leaders within the county, and so forth. And then many federal grants require a current SEDS in place to demonstrate that goals are supported by the county and the county officials. So with this plan in place, communities may miss out if it wasn't in place. So we want to make sure all the potential funding we could have, we are securing. This is one of the first steps by just having a SEDS in place to do so. So what is our vision statement for this plan? The vision statement is Carroll County plans to support a resilient economy that promotes sustainable growth, innovation, and opportunity, enhancing the quality of life for all citizens of Carroll County through a strategic partnerships and investments, and we aim to an environment that supports businesses, workforce development, and community well-being. and assuring a prosperous future for generations to come. And then we also have a mission statement for this plan as well. We want to establish a hub of sustainable economic opportunity and innovation that will improve the quality of life for the people of Carroll County. So you might ask, what was the process and how do we collect the data for this? This was a 14-month-long process that we've worked over since the beginning of, started really strong in January 2024. We started with work sessions that began in January. Several work sessions was held. We had industry leaders, business owners, elected officials, economic development agencies, all involved in these work sessions. And in those work sessions, we decided what are the main goals we want to focus on as a county, and what are the objectives we want to focus on within those goals. The next important part to that was the community input we got on top of that. You want to make sure you're receiving feedback from the residents within the county. We did this by releasing a survey that went out for about 6 months, and we had 127 responses for that survey. That gave us a lot of different key points of, okay, what goals seems important to the members of the county and members and residents. So we got a lot of data from that. And then we had to collect data through several sources, through the U.S. Census. We used an AI software called Placer AI to collect data. And then we reached out to our budgets and looked at our budgets through local government sources and even neighboring counties as well. And then we went to the writing stage. We compiled all the input, the data, and we wrote the plan, which all the magistrates has a copy of. If anybody else wants a copy, we have copies as well. But we wrote it, and then we took it to the court and had them review it. So all the magistrates and the judge had time to review it and give their input. After that, a few minor adjustments were made, and then it was sent out to all of our members within the committee. So all of our industry leaders, all of our, anybody on that committee page in the SEDS, they were emailed or met with educational leaders and so forth to get their final input. And then they made a few suggestions, and now we're at the final review, which the magistrates had time to look at that for one final time, and then we're seeking adoption of this plan by the county today. So we're going to do a quick overview of what the plan goal areas are. The first goal is to strengthen economic infrastructure and livability. One of the important key roles of having a strong economy, you have to have the infrastructure in the county to support that. So some of the objectives we're looking at is planning. So we are possibly looking in a goal area of our objective of possibly looking in the idea of planning and zoning. And then we have housing. We want to increase the supply of attainable and quality housing. Infrastructure, upgrade the infrastructure including utilities, broadband, and public facilities. Connectivity to enhance digital and physical connectivity, ensuring once again the broadband access is there. We want to make sure we encourage economic growth through having partnerships that encourage with different businesses and to encourage expansion within the county as well. And then we have health to promote accessible, affordable health care. And then we have our roads to modernize and maintain the current road systems we have in place. Those all fall in under the umbrella. These things have to be met to make us look more presentable to businesses wanting to come into our county to continue our growth. The next goal area is supporting a thriving business climate and entrepreneurs ecosystem. This is important. We want to be attractive to businesses that may come into the county. So some of the objectives behind that, we want to make sure we have a strong Chamber of Commerce. If we do this by just supporting them through whatever that may look like, funding and so forth. Incentives, we've looked into the possibility of creating a countywide incentives program to support business growth and attract new enterprises. And then we want to use our educational venues. We have everything from JCTC to ILE to the ATC to the school system. Those are all very good resources within this county, but how can we use them to their full use and make sure we get our use out of those educational venues? Services, we want to expand advisory, technical services to small businesses. Financing, possibly look into access through capital, through grants, loans, and local economic development funds for small business startups. Technology, enhancing the digital use throughout our businesses in the county, and then support, make sure we are supporting systems for rural and minority-owned enterprises. Our third goal is building, updating, and maintaining resilient economic foundations for emergency natural disasters and first responder preparedness. So some of the goal areas behind that is financial preparedness. How can the county be prepared if a natural disaster was to take place within the county? How can we be prepared financially is an important part to accept that, just be planned for it. So we want to look into having a plan in place and then setting aside a fund or something in place in the county to support that. Emergency services, we want to make sure we strengthen our local services with first responder networks. Facilities, we want to make sure we maintain, possibly construct new facilities for our first responders, whether that's our ambulance, our EMS, EMA, even our sheriff's department. How can we support that? Transportation infrastructure to make sure if a natural disaster happens, we still can travel on our roads and such, our bridges, to make sure we can get our first responders to the different areas of the county. Our fourth goal is developing Carroll County's workforce and human capital. Some of the objectives behind that is having workforce readiness, career readiness programs, which we have a lot in the county, such as Future 42 is a big one. They have career plans that go directly to the requirements of jobs in the county. Lifelong learning, we want to make sure our GED programs are being well used and make sure we are promoting them. There's a big program at Jefferson. This is very open, but I think we could also help promote that better as well. Family support or career pathways. We want to make sure we are aligning our local education and training programs with the industry's needs and the business opportunities needs in the county as well. Family support, expanded health care or child care options, possibly universal pre-K opportunities and programs. Connectivity, once again, the broadband, support education and remote work and business opportunities, and then recovery support to provide support and programs for individuals struggling with substance abuse to enable them to go back into the workforce. So that goal there focuses on how can we have our workforce in our community to be prepared to work in our businesses and future businesses to come in the county as well. Our final goal is developing and maintaining, promoting Carroll County's natural and recreational assets. So first one is rehabilitation. We want to make sure we are maintaining. Big one is renovate and repurpose existing facilities, such as Camp Kaisak is a big one on topic, and then maybe multi-purpose event and recreational spaces. Recreation, maintain local parks and maximize their usage and for the community benefit. And then the next objective is promoting. General Butler has been very active lately in rebuilding and re-renovating a lot of their facilities. I think as far as tourism in the county, we want to make sure we promote that, as that may bring tourism and economic growth to the county as well. And then trails, I know there's an initiative right now to have Carroll County to be considered a trail town status. We just want to support that, as that provides and promotes safe opportunities and sustainable trail networks. That is an overview of what this plan looks like. Like I said, there's copies. I can, if you want a copy, but I'm going to open it up for any questions, if there's any questions.
Well, first off, and I have to, if I'm seen looking down and looking odd today, I had eye surgery on Friday, so I'm supposed to keep my head down, so don't let me keep my head up, so, that's why I'm a little odd today. But Roger, fantastic job. This has been a lot of work. I know this is part of your cornerstone project, is that right, Riley? So outstanding, so if your teacher gives you an A+ on it. But yeah, this should be our guiding document for moving us ahead and, you know, kind of our game plan, so.
Yep. Absolutely.
Can we get this like in a PDF form here?
We can do that.
Because I think, again, maybe people
Yeah.
circulate.
I think we
This is a
talked
great
about-
summary.
Possibly having it on our website when we get our.
Perfect, yeah, that was another
website.
question.
Yeah.
Outstanding, so thank you for that.
No problem.
A lot of hard work.
Good job.
Any more questions?
I was just wondering about the website. Is there, you know, an estimate, month that y'all?
So we are probably looking mid of next month.
Oh, okay.
Yes. We've been working with them and there's little baby this
Oh, wonderful.
Okay. All right. I appreciate everybody's time. Thank you.
Thank you, Roger.
Thank you.
So with that, I'll make the motion for the resolution to be read.
Okay.
Section.
Motion by Scott, second by Clay, all in favor, say aye. Okay.
Now therefore be resolved that Carroll County Fiscal Court does support this to adopt comprehensive economic development plan.
Okay.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
I'll make the motion.
Second
Second,
by Benji, all in favor, say aye. Okay, we're at the department head reports. First one up is the Hope Center with Nancy.
Submitted.
And we've got the report that she submitted. Any questions to her about it?
Thanks for all the hard work.
Yeah.
I haven't
Pass
received,
it out there.
I didn't receive anything from Turk County Dispatch this month. So they're in, you know, we're still looking for someone or supervisor over there, so I'm sure eventually we'll get something going. PJ, solid waste.
You have my report, if any questions, just like to update about the iWorks. It's not in live mode yet, we're still doing training. Did you get your email? Send Nick the email, so he can have access to get on there to do what we're doing. My question is, was setting up the members for the code enforcement board, because I went to a meeting yesterday with the city to see how they did everything. And they have set up with their members, and they had their lawyer to do, like, whether they wanted one term, 2 term, whatever.
I've got that.
Okay.
Gotta get through with Nick and we write it up and I know who wants to want to.
Yeah, it's in the ordinance, I mean, actually, I know that's. I just have a question here for my own education here, Jim, because I guess this is, we've had a couple disaster declarations, and I guess Judge, you made that, with the storm we had on the 5th and 6th, so your role in that, PJ, I guess is that, because I know you got floodplain, you got solid waste, and you've got nuisance ordinance, and so forth, so is that typical, I guess? I mean, again, your report, you kind of changed how you do things, so it's detailed, and maybe I wasn't privy to before, so is that typical, and is this out of that kind of floodplain, or?
No, it goes to emergency management.
It's FEMA applicant agent, which Tony and I both are agents for that.
Okay, I wasn't aware of that, okay.
So emergency management and it goes off as a.
Okay, thanks, Al. I said I wasn't aware of that, so that's new to me. So,
And to
okay.
clarify that, what date did the emergency start? We know, but has there been an ending date? Has it been lifted? I mean,
Did we list any on that you remember?
because we
Yeah, I'd have to go back and look and see what dates we put down for
Okay,
the others.
I don't remember off the top of my head.
It's not active as of right now, I can tell you that.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Animal shelter, Teresa?
Y'all got any questions?
No, I like, yeah, have you reported the numbers here, again, pretty substantial, again, the number of animals that go through that facility. There's always that story there.
Okay. Senior center director is Francis.
Other than what I
spoke with you earlier, that's what we did.
Okay. All right. All right, road supervisor, Gino's not here, he's off today, and Jimmy's here, so you can give us an update on the snow removal or no. I know the county did an excellent job, I know we had some breakdowns. I'm gonna kind of run us through that a little bit.
Yeah, we had quite a few breakdowns. I had to order some parts. We got everything up fixed right now. Had a few get off the road. Had to get a record, get them out. Other than that, we're ready to go if we have another one.
Jimmy, what kind of breakdowns are we seeing? I mean,
Had a motor go bad on one of the trucks and,
So the actual engine in the truck went down?
no,
Oh, on the
salt
spreader?
box.
Okay.
On the salt box. Cutting edges, we had to put a few cutting edges on, had trouble out with one of the plows.
electrical problem?
Just hydraulic lines,
So how many tons of salt did we end up spreading?
We went through quite a bit,
Like
Several
300
hundred
and some
tons.
tons.
I'd say we did 300 plus tons.
yeah.
But we're set in good shape for, again, we don't know what the rest of the year holds, but, so no plans to replenish or anything.
We've got another 100 tons on this contract, well, 100 plus on this contract, so we can order that and have it and go over and restore it now, or we can wait or whatever.
And the motor that I had go bad, I ordered one and I've got it on the shelf in case this happens in the middle of the night again.
So you got a backup.
Yes, I've got a backup.
That's always good. Okay. Nothing else. Parks and Rec, JP and Amy's here, so. You got anything other than your report?
No, other than we had that water issue at Clark, we'll take care of it pretty soon.
Hopefully that'll get repaired next day.
So did we survive the freeze and everything and didn't have any pipe bursts and things?
Yeah, just, we had an elbow out the doghouse there behind field two that, had cracked.
So is this why tiles had to be replaced or taken?
No.
No, that was from, we had toward the end of last softball season, baseball season, we had, there's a crack in one of the joints there. Again, it filled two on the pavilion, and there's a couple of, water spots on some. We gotta get those taken care of before health department inspection.
I did have a question too on, if anybody knows the status of the Kaisak playground. I mean, obviously weather's been bad here, but we had looked at late October, November opening, and so do we know where that's at? I mean, I've heard, Matt Atkins said that they were kind of getting difficult to work with, and
Matt can give you that in his little talk here in a minute, so it's due in the end of this month, or end of February.
I just have a few bullet point announcements for, Parks and Rec. I just want to make sure everyone's aware that we, as a department, do not have access to the original Facebook page of the county pool. So that has been compromised. So I really encourage everybody to make sure to find and follow our newest Facebook page. This is going to be one Facebook page that will notify, announcements for the county pool and Kaisak pool. So, it's been really shared well. We already have about half of the amount that the original Facebook page did have as far as followers go. So it's been shared very well. So that announcement, and also Kaisak Pool will just be adjusting our business hours from 10 to 1 originally to now 9 a.m. until noon. And as far as the evenings go, we're going to expand it from being 5 to 7 to 5:30 to 9 on Tuesday and Thursday evenings. That way, hopefully, people will have more time to actually come and utilize it in the evenings. So, those are the biggest announcements.
so I guess just a quick question, and I'm not the most tech savvy, but I'm still on the wagon, I guess. Because this happens, somebody sets up a Facebook page and then they leave the organization. I mean, do we have, for all departments that may or may not have this, have some sort of backup plan so that, whether it's somebody leaves for whatever reason,
So ideally, what all departments should do is, an individual has to be the one to create the Facebook page. It can't be a company necessarily, it has to be an individual personal page that creates the page. But as department heads, we should maybe share the admin access to possibly a county Facebook page to where you guys can also access it from the admin side and, control who has access and everything. So originally what happened was, that person that had the personal account that created that page, they did not share access with anybody else. So unfortunately, Facebook does not have a 1-800 number. I have tried to, reconcile it the best that I could from day one, but unfortunately, we cannot get it down.
Okay. Thanks, Amy.
Yeah.
Okay. Our EMS, emergency management, you got anything other than your report, Tony?
I just want to mention, we purchased AEDs for the government buildings. Those have been received. We just recently received the mounting boxes for those as well. So the plan here is in the next month to get those put into service. And we are also offering to county employees CPR first aid training class. So if they want to learn how to do CPR and utilize those AEDs that are going to be placed in their buildings, they're going to have the opportunity to do that. That's all I got.
Thanks, Tony. Director of Government Service, Matt.
All right, well, everybody, thank you for having me here, and I'm happy to be joining the county now. This is my official first meeting with the county, so I'm excited. I do not have an official report for the fiscal court as of now. I will have one for you next month. I spent the last couple weeks really just getting my feet grounded here, getting caught up on all the current projects, and then bringing in projects that I've been working on in my time in Carroll County before joining the county, and I'm bringing those in. So I'll give a full update on everything as I go along. If anybody has any questions on current projects that have been out there, please let me know. Regarding the playground, we should be receiving the playground equipment on the 29th of this month. That is the last update that I received. So I'm hoping as of tomorrow we should have it. And then at that point is just waiting for the right weather for it to be installed. So that is the update on the playground.
Thank you.
As for everything else, all the current projects are all still moving forward. We've got a few reports that are due at the end of this month. One is for the Crumb Rubber Grant. We have a report due at the end of this month. We have a report for Brownfield. I've met with Paracon. They are ready to start working. The only thing that we have to do is get the qualified plan approved by both the federal and state EPA. That should be done within the next couple of weeks, and then Terracon can start going to work and start visiting sites and start doing work on sites probably mid to end February is what Woo estimates for that time period. So Brownfield is going to be off kicking in hard starting in the next month or two, and then we'll keep moving forward with that. I met with Northern Kentucky Area Development District last Friday. Been working with them on current projects that are already outstanding, such as a couple of CDBG grant opportunities, and then also coming up with additional plans moving forward for this year with them and other grants that are going to potentially open throughout the year. So we've got a couple of things that are already out there that we're going to be planning on. And that's all I have for right now.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Jailer, Daniel.
First, I have some papers I need to get to you guys. Some of the contracts with these other counties. I was contacted by Miss Cindy Walker from Owen County, and she advised me that we forgot to get these signed. It's a contract that's just rolling over, no new wording or any verbiage or nothing like that. That's for all three counties. If I can get your guys' signatures on there, I'd like to give them out to her. She was audited, and that's how we found that. So, also, I've got the other pages today if you want to see the full thing. Nothing has changed in that contract, it's just a renewal. And we'll do another one in July. As far as the facility goes, just do upkeep, maintenance on everything. We did, a lot of snow removal as well, trying to help the county out as best we could with some of our areas. I've got some bids here for our freezer is in bad shape, which we've known that for a while. We tried to Band-Aid it, for as long as we can, but everybody we've had in now is like, it's time to, it's going down soon, so we've got some bids. If you guys wanna take a look at them, I can, we can talk about them, or I can just send them to you guys, email and just see what we've got as well.
Why don't you just drop them, let me have a copy of them, we'll look at it, and
Yes, sir.
we'll work on the budget stuff.
Three. Yes. So we've got, we're still waiting on 3 more to show up. They should be here
Oh, bids?
probably this week,
Oh,
yeah. So that should be all of the bids that we have out, so, but yeah, other than that, just been, maintaining the facility, going through what we worked on. We remodeling some bathrooms in there and, just trying to get things cleaned up, so.
Well, I know we need to sit down and one day pick a day that we can get Kelly White back in here and start negotiating on some of this stuff,
Yes, sir.
on the jail stuff, so, you know, when you get your schedule where you can do that and maybe check with him, so we can kind of start putting some things together to move forward with this survey.
I'll reach out to him this afternoon.
Okay.
And then I'll try to, once I talk to him, I'll just put us all in email and go from there, and try to make sure we all get some days and everybody can choose what works for us all, so I'll reach out to him this afternoon.
Okay. Any other questions to Daniel? No? Okay. Coroner called me a while ago and he is busy, so he said I really had nothing more to report. From when he talked to me earlier about that there's nothing that pertaining, that we need to discuss or nothing, so. Judge's comments, so here we are. The ascendant, I've got a thing here to read to see if we can move forward with this. This started on this energy work that we've been doing for the courthouse and other buildings in here. So Stuart's here also, if you have any questions or anything, I think he wants to talk to us for just a little bit, but anyway, his suggestion is to authorize the judge to proceed with the contract contingent upon a favorable legal review of the approval by the county attorney and securing the appropriate funding, Also to authorize the judge to move forward with the funding process. That way we can proceed with the judge and county treasurer. The funding resolution and associated approval process will have to come back to the fiscal court after it is completed and ready to go. This will allow us to get things going and to run the process concurrently at the same time, save some time. Also approve recommendation to proceed with AFP via the design builder process utilizing Purchase Pro approved purchasing comprehensive. Just a thought, we will proceed with this all if everybody sees fit, so. I just need approval from the court to move forward with some of this stuff that we've been talking about.
I guess the big question to me is how we're gonna fund, what's gonna be the initial upfront money that we need to provide to get started. I know there's gonna be some economic bonding studies done and some options there, so I wanna understand what we're doing there before we support it. Because definitely support the project and stuff, I just wanna understand how we're gonna finance it. It's $1,600,000 project, about 5.5.
Morning,
Stuart's
gentlemen.
got-
Good to see you all. A couple of things, a good question, not for now. After y'all are done today too, if you just have a few minutes, I want to show you some of the things that we found under the exploratory on windows. Here at the courthouse, so it'll take a few minutes, I think it's good for your visual. On that, Typically it takes the funding anywhere from 60 to 90 days. So we're gonna do our best to try and find a way to, once the contract's good and everything's in place, it might be a 1-month payment. We're gonna kind of look to see how we can get that bridged somehow out of the existing county budget. And then when the bonds are issued, you pay yourself back. So I don't see it being a lot. I don't really have a dollar value, but, maybe 10% of the
So
total.
$150,000.
Yeah, so we'll work with you on that, just so we can get mobilized. The key point here, as we talked about last week, is making sure that we're keeping the timeline going, because the materials are on a pretty long lead time these days. We want to make sure we can get everything going in the timely fashion that you need to do some of the work for the solar panels and get the windows ordered specifically. The time frame that we're talking about for the installation of courthouse windows is sometime in April probably, and 3 to 6 weeks depending on weather. Best case scenario would take 3 weeks. We've talked a little bit about how to work within some of the areas that to minimize disruption of taking the windows out. And so we'll give you the idea of weekends or maybe longer days, coming in later in the afternoon and then working, because the days will be longer, working later into the night when the courthouse is officially closed for work, for business. And then try and have those all put in before May. And then one of the other items that we talked about was the insulation we're gonna do between the clock tower here and the attic. That's we didn't talk about that much on last week's meetings, but that's gonna have a big impact as well, based on some of the things we found when we did some of the window, cut into the drywall and stuff here.
So is that gonna have an impact on cost then, or is that?
No, that's already included.
Okay, so it's already.
We just didn't talk about it, I just didn't
Okay.
share that with you. I just want to bring that's an important piece of this, is as we talked about, getting the courthouse building envelope updated with new windows, having better insulation between the attic area and the clock tower, and then looking at the HVAC system based on that after we get that done and have that more integrated approach. And then talking about doing the clock tower itself and that renovation project. And then also, one item also is, this will impact Jail Rose, the water systems improvements at the jail that we're gonna be doing are slated to be done too. So we'll get with you once we get close to that and schedule all that, so we can work around your system and all the things that you have going there, so. Any other questions?
I don't know, that's helpful.
I guess I have a question, is you've got, okay, my understanding of this was we were hiring this firm to be a consultant, akin to an architect or an engineer, that's professional service. But if that firm is either going to subcontract or contract out with other firms to put in windows, put in water systems, put in solar panels, those are all non-professional services, those have to be bid. So are they preparing bid packages? What's the scope of work with the firm and who's actually doing the work? Because we're talking about putting windows in April, that's gotta be a bid out project. That's well over the $30,000.
Well, go ahead.
No,
Great question.
The GESC process, or Guaranteed Energy Savings Contracting, is part of the, we met the 45A by the procurement that we ran. So once we're selected through that procurement process, then we become the general contractor for these type of projects under that statute.
Okay, I'll have to review all that because this was not the scope that I thought it was. Because I've been here for the presentation that's put on there and here today, so I've not been consulted about anything else. I'll put that out on the record right now.
Nick, I sent you everything, the contracts or everything.
I saw the contract, and that's what got me asking these questions, is I got the contract in the past few days.
Yeah, right.
Reviews it.
You certainly can't proceed until Nick.
Yeah.
But I think we can talk to him about the financing portion of it, if he does give it the green light, I guess, but I don't know if we need to table it.
Do we need to table it, Nick?
I mean, I'm not prepared to advise you to make a decision today. You make a decision, you make it without my advice.
I'm gonna make a motion to table it today.
okay, motion, Benzie, second,
I'll second.
Scott, all in favor, say aye.
Yeah.
But just let me know what we need to
Okay.
do to get everybody comfortable with that.
This thing's got an emergency amendment here for Carroll County Fiscal Court, Monday. Debbie, you wanna explain this a little bit more? How
We
this
get
works?
one in August, it's a reimbursement to Carrollton Utilities for a project they're doing, we're just kind of the go-between, the money flows through. So they've made a request to the state to be reimbursed, and I have that money.
The money just got deposited, so.
So we need to make a motion.
We're doing an emergency budget amendment, to
I guess
approve
you got
the
something to read
transfer.
there, Nick.
Yeah, you got it. You want to make a motion to read?
Yeah, motion to read.
Motion, second by Clay. Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
An ordinance relating to the annual budget amendment thereof, whereas Carroll County, Kentucky is realizing budget receipts and be it ordained by Carroll County, Commonwealth of Kentucky. Current fiscal year 24-25, the budget for the current fiscal year is amended to increase receipts of the following funds and to include unbudgeted receipts for the Cleaner Water Act Fund, the Cleaner Water Program, $170,390, expenditures and like amount for that balance of $4 in the budget. These are general government expenditures.
Motion accept.
Motion.
Motion. Clay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
County attorney comments.
Don't have anything else, Judge.
Okay. Master comments, we'll start with Master Cable today.
Being on the county road workers, everybody, getting through the storms like we did, hopefully we had minimal breakdown, it won't cost something, but, everybody does a great job. The other comment I want to make is I've had several calls over this nickel tax. I want people to understand that that is not a county initiative, that is a school initiative. The schools are doing that, not this county, not this governing body. This is through the school system itself. So a lot of people has the inclination that we're trying to do this, and that is not the case. So I just want to put that out there, make it clear that this is a school, not the county. So, that's really all I have. Thank you.
Scott?
Yeah, nothing of significance, I guess it's just another, I brought this up in times past about conversation about road adoption of private lanes and stuff in the county inventory. And I've been talking to the judge on this, and he's been helpful with some items that are out there, but I had sent the court, an email with, some information back on the 14th of January. So just, I wanted to advance that conversation. I'll be working with the judge on that. So just, I want you guys to take a look at it, let me know what you think. We can have those conversations, but I just want to keep that moving. So that's the only thing I have.
Okay. Master Long.
Yeah, hats off to everybody for, this cold work for this cold spell. I know it's been tough. And other than that, kind of what Clay was saying is with the school, last court meeting we had, the school superintendent brought that here to us, the president, to let the public know what was going on, what they were doing. So that's why he was here. We have nothing to do with the school tax or the raise for nothing at the school board. So other than that, thank you.
Okay. I have nothing for the executive session.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.